Hello, once again. We are back. Today we are going to be continuing on our series, Something to Think About. So today I'm going to be looking at Matthew 13, if I'm not mistaken, the parable about the sower. I thought that would be quite interesting to read that one. So I'm going to be reading from I think it's the New Living Translation. Can't find where it says that. Yeah, I'm going to be reading from the New Living Translation. So here goes. Later that same day, Jesus left the house and went down to the shore, where an immense crowd soon gathered. He got into the boat and taught from it while the people listened on the beach. He used many illustrations such as these in the sermon. A farmer was sowing grain in his field. As he scattered the seed across the ground, some fell beside a path, and the birds came and ate it. And some fell on rocky soil, where there was little depth of earth, and the plants sprang up quickly enough in the shallow soil, but the hot sun soon scorched them, and they withered and died, for they had so little root. Other seeds fell among the thorn, and the thorn choked out the tender blade. But some fell on good soil and produced a crop that was 30, 60, and 100 times as much as he had planted. If you have ears, listen. His disciples came and asked him, "Why do you always use these hard to understand illustrations?" Then he explained to them that only they were permitted to understand about the kingdom of heaven and others were not. For to him who has more will be given, he told them, and he will have great plenty. But from him who has not, even the little he has will be taken away. That is why I use these illustrations, so people will hear and see but not understand. This fulfills the prophecy of Isaiah. They hear but don't understand. They look but don't see. For their hearts are fat and heavy, and their ears are dull, and they have closed their eyes in sleep. So they won't see and hear and understand and turn to God again, and let me heal them. Oh dear, oh dear. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. Many a prophet and godly man had longed to see what you have seen and hear what you have heard, but couldn't. Now, here is the explanation of the story I told you about the farmer planting grain. The hard path where some of the seed fell represents the heart of a person who hears the good news about the kingdom and doesn't understand it. Then Satan comes and snatches away the seed from his heart. The shallow rocky soil represents the heart of a man who hears the passage and receives it with real joy, but he doesn't have much depth in his heart, in his life, and the seed doesn't root very deep. And after a while, when troubles come and persecution begin because of his beliefs, his enthusiasm fades and he drops out. The ground covered with thistles represent a man who hears the message, but the cares of this life and his longing for money chokes out God's word, and he does less and less for God. The good ground represents the heart of man who listens to the message and understands it and gives and goes out and brings 30, 60, even 100 others into the kingdom. The other Bible says, and brings up even 100-fold. So that is all. I will see you in the next video, where we are actually going to now begin to break it down. I thought it would be good to just read the passage so that you know where I'm coming from, and it will be good for you to read the whole of Matthew 13, because it's filled with parables, parable after parable. Oh, and actually Jesus is explaining everything he says, so it will be good for you to just read it and just get acquainted with the Bible. So that's all from me. Remain blessed and continue to be victorious.